He's been the best player in this series. It's not even close. The man is averaging 35, 34 to be exact. And then I've been wanting to say this for a long time on TV. Don't mind me. Carry the hell on. Love Kate Perk and all his tweets. All right, let's bring back our NBA guys, JJ, Amari, Vince, as well as Marcus Spears. This is an interesting conversation, especially with the series tied at 2 apiece at this moment. The measuring stick is 2 games. Boston, 2 games. Golden State. Is Steph Curry so far the MVP of the finals, regardless of the series result, JJ?
I just want to point one thing out, and I'm not a doctor, so I don't know everything, but I'm pretty sure Hembo was wrong on that because Devin Booker had 40 balls in Game 4 and Game 5 of last year's series. So I want to make sure, Hembo has all the stats, so I want to make sure we're getting that right.
Yeah,
so
JJ.
You have to go back to 1969, the very first year they had an NBA Finals MVP, to have a player on the losing team get the Finals MVP. That was Jerry West. So history says that the answer is no to this question. But is he the MVP so far? Absolutely. And even if the Celtics win, he has outplayed everyone in this series by far. And so I think you make a strong case, and I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up winning MVP and becoming the first player since Jerry West in 1969 to be MVP on the losing team.
Okay, I can confirm that Hembo is sweating right now as he's looking up the fact check if he was right or wrong. We will get that answer before this segment is over, all right? So stand by here. Vince, would you give Steph the MVP even if they lose the series?
It's just hard to do. It's hard to do. And I'm going back to high school when I lost in the state championship and I was named MVP. And I tell them I didn't want it. I didn't win it. So I didn't want it. So I think, and that was my junior year. It came back and won it my senior year. But I just don't think, Steph Curry is playing outstanding and he should be acknowledged as the MVP if they win it, obviously. And if they lose it, he should be acknowledged. But if Boston Celtics win it, will Steph Curry want that? I don't think so. I think Jaylen Brown would win it if the Boston Celtics win. I'll just throw that out there as well.
Yeah, we need to see one of those, a phenomenal performance, I think, from Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum if the Celtics were to win this series in the final 3 games. Amari, some greats are also weighing in. Dwayne Wade and LeBron James both going to social media and weighing in on Curry's run in the finals, tweeting that Steph doesn't get the credit that he should, and he's still underrated. Amar, do you agree? Is Steph underrated, even though he's an all-time conversation great?
I don't think he's underrated. We give him all the props
that
we could possibly give him, man. We talked about him being on the Mount Rushmore of basketball, being one of the greatest of all time, being maybe one of the greatest point guards of all time. So we give him all of his props. So I don't think he's being underappreciated, because we know he's an all-time great. So, what he's doing right now is remarkable. And I understand what Dwayne Wade and LeBron is saying. Like, we're watching greatness, and we have to appreciate this greatness to the highest level, and we are at the moment. So I think LeBron and D-Wade have a good point of being able to appreciate greatness, but we are giving him his props as of today.
Especially the narrative when you saw KD go to Golden State. A lot of people, they needed KD to get us over the top. He's the finals MVP those 2 years. And then what Andre Iguodala did in 2015 and what LeBron did down 3-1 in 2016 here. Do you think, Marcus, Steph Curry's underappreciated?
No, I don't. What I think Steph Curry is an anomaly. He's not the conventional 6'6", 6'7", wing that we used to seeing high flying through the air. He does it a different way. And the different way that he does it better than anybody has ever done it in the league. We all admit that he's the greatest shooter to ever play basketball. But the one thing I would say, if it was an underrating element to Steph Curry's game, is his ability to attack the paint and affect the game when you're talking about around the basket. But outside of that, I've heard nothing but great things about Stephen Curry and what he's been able to do. He's a underdog story to the max, if we ever think about one in sports, right? Because guys not supposed to be able to do this and be as effective, but it all is tailor-made around his ability to put the ball in the basket from anywhere on the floor, which allows him to do whatever he wants to do. And let me go back to this MVP thing, okay? Listen, I get it. Playing phenomenal. I'm going to give y'all a line. 35, 13, and 8. is what LeBron averaged in 2015 against the Golden State Warriors and didn't get the MVP. And everybody in America, you didn't even have to know basketball to know that he was clearly the most valuable player in that series. The MVP should go to the winning team and the best player on that team.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.